We're fighting fire with fire, and we're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth. And we need to stand up to this authoritarian. We need to stand up at this moment.
If you've got issues with what I'm putting out, you sure as hell should have concerns about what he's putting out as president.
We have noticed a certain politician lighting up social media with long partisan tirades written in all caps, no less. Nope, not President Trump, but Gavin Newsom, California Democratic governor, who has taken an increasingly combative approach to Trump as he positions himself for a potential 2028 bid.
Potential 2028 bid. Potential. Yeah, he's running right now. I don't know why you would do this as a politician. Maybe I don't know how it works. I don't know how much longer he has left as California governor. It doesn't make a lot of sense from everything that I've seen in politics in the past couple of decades to really put yourself out there that far ahead in advance. It's just one of those races that it's a marathon. It's a long road. You know, maybe he's putting this out there and trying to see if there's viability behind it. I don't see that. You know, it's not in my circle. It's not in my sphere. So I mean, I follow him on X and stuff like that and see what he's doing, see the stuff he's putting out. You know, I don't know if maybe like the far lefties are like, you know, thinking that he's owning Trump and that's kind of cool for them. It's really hard for me to gauge stuff like that because I just see it for what it is, which is, you know, he's just doing the political thing and trying a new tactic to see if something sticks. And
My panelist brag. So just a look at some of the tweets here, all capital letters, Trump and very Trump-like. It's obviously trying to goad Trump and get attention. Mm-hmm. Successful tactic?
It's certainly working for Newsom, right? I mean, if you look at the fundraising, I believe he raised over $6 million within the first week of making this redistricting announcement. So he's getting attention. He's developing a small dollar donor base, in other words, and those are things you need to have if you want to run for president. The thing is, for Newsom, it feels like he's kind of been all over the map this year, right? If you remember back to the beginning of the year after Trump was elected, he launched a new podcast, had on people like Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon. So it sort of feels like he's trying to find his footing as to what direction he's trying to go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good point because during those podcasts, he was moderating on some social issues like trans women playing in sports, male sports. Now this is a very different approach. It's a combative take on Trump head on.
Yeah, it seems, I think that's a great point Alice just made. It seems that he's trying to figure out what message translates. And what I think a lot of politicians are learning in our current media landscape is different messages on different mediums speak to different types of people, different types of voters. And so you can see him speaking a certain way on social media, not just to troll Trump, but also to get the enthusiasm from a certain segment of the Democratic base that wants to see fighters. But then if he goes on a certain type of podcast, his message is a little bit different because he knows the listeners of that podcast are a little bit different. And then
so what does that tell you? What does that say? You know, and it's amazing because like these people will always badmouth Trump no matter what. Say whatever you want to say about Trump for the most part, right? Obviously there's certain times where you have to, you know, take an L, take a loss and you know, move on. But you're going to get what you're going to get. Trump is he's not going to interview with CNN or go on a podcast, or, you know, he might refrain from maybe using like a swear word on like a network, right? But for the most part, like where his mind is at the moment, that's what you're going to get, right? That's going to come out. Whereas you can absolutely see Newsom, he goes on the shows, what was it, Pot Save? I don't remember. He had his own podcast. Had people coming over. He was making the rounds, trying to broaden the base, right? Because that's the thing you want to do. Or at the very least, what it seems like he's doing, it seems like he's testing the waters, right? Testing to see how far the reach can actually be. Because in the primary, everyone has to run to their particular side. Politics sucks. It is what it is, right? So when it comes time for the primary, he's going to run basically probably as a socialist, stuff like that. And then, you know, downshift into general election, broaden out again, push all those old podcasts back up into the stratosphere to show, hey, I'm just a regular guy here that's hanging out with everybody. That's usually how it works.
When he's speaking to Democrats, maybe like high dollar donors in a private fundraiser, that message might be even different from the previous two. And that's kind of modern politics, so he's playing the game. But I think he is also trying to figure out what works.
Gavin Newsom appears to be enjoying himself, right? And candidates who enjoy themselves, they don't always win, but they catch fire for a moment. And the challenge for him, and we have a long way to go before 2028, is he able to go sort of bottle this energy and save it and then unleash it when he needs it, which is the primaries in the states that we don't even know which states are going to be crucial and dispositive in 2028 in the Democratic primary states. That's his challenge. Can he keep this momentum up? But for now, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, and look, the California Democratic voters seem to be enjoying it too. This is a poll that came out recently showing really a shift in more favorability towards Gavin Newsom. This is a choice for candidate if 2028 presidential primary was tomorrow. This is among, again, California Democratic voters. Newsom, #1 above Kamala Harris.
What are they thinking? California Democratic voters. This guy's absolutely decimated their state. I mean, if he was in charge for the next round, go the next 4 years after, I don't know what their term limits are or whatever, it would just be a hollow shell of a state. The only thing that's holding it together right now is the fact that it's beautiful and the weather's awesome. Right? If you just look at the major corporations that are fleeing, the people that are fleeing, the amount of congressional seats that they're probably going to lose just because of population. And these people want Newsom 25%. 20% want Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, Tim Walz, Cory Booker. Like, you get down to the 3%. Josh Shapiro is like, yeah, the guy can speak. Like, how do you not have Josh Shapiro like top 3? But that's the thing, right? You have to be a smart person. I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying that these people are idiots. I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. How in the hell do you think like Kamala Harris, that's who you want to run? You're out of your freaking minds.
It's the same polls showed that they were excited about Newsom as the possibility of a Democratic candidate than Kamala Harris herself. But does that translate outside of California?
Yeah.
South Carolina or
Right.
wherever else?
Exactly. I mean, that's the question. This is a poll 3 years before the election. You definitely don't want to peak now because that's not a really good sign. But he has nothing to lose. He took on the president in this redistricting fight. As we've all talked about here around this table repeatedly today, it has really worked for the party. The party has embraced it. The party wants this fight. And Gavin Newsom is channeling that anger and that energy right now. And so he's gonna keep doing it.
And he's gotten attention from MAGA media. I mean, he was gone after Fox News hosts. He has Sean Hannity talking about him, Dana Perino talking about him. And as a Politico article says, that Newsom is holding a mirror up to MAGA, and MAGA doesn't like what it sees.
Yeah, look, he's figured out how to get attention, and that's something that's really important when you want to run for president. The question is, how does this play out over the next few years? Because as Hans said, we've got a long way to go here.
Yeah, we certainly do, and we'll see. But this ballot initiative, the redistricting fight, assuming it goes through, perhaps that'll be a win for him. But potentially, if it goes south, then that could be a big problem. So, as you say, a lot of questions.
Yeah, it seems like he's just getting money. That's what it seems like he's doing. He's making some money. He's campaigning off of it. Doing what the voters want to see in the moment that they want to see it. Smart move. He put the merch out there and stuff like that, and he's selling it. Giving the anti-Trump establishment people something to hold on to, something to showcase, something to. It's a smart move. It's not something that's going to win you anything. It's going to win you absolutely nothing. But what it can do is if it gives you some money always helps. You need money. So in terms of that aspect, something that he's going to need, and it's working. So that is what it is. Nothing really else to say about it. Guys, if you can please hit the subscribe button. I'm a super small channel and I'm trying to grow. It really helps me out a lot. Costs you absolutely nothing. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when I release a new video. If you want to follow me on the X, I am at 6283talk on X. My name is John Soto, and I will see you again on the next video. Thanks a lot.